Hello everyone. In this video, we are going to create multidimensional arrays in Java. So let us try to understand what are multidimensional arrays. In the case of a multidimensional array, data is stored in row and column based index, also known as matrix form. Example to instantiate a multidimensional array in Java. Okay, so in a multidimensional array, data will be stored in the form of rows and columns. So this is a two-dimensional array. So integer array ARR is equal to new int of 3, 3. It has got 3 rows and 3 columns. Multidimensional arrays can be defined in simple words as array of arrays. So I can call a multidimensional array as an array of arrays. Data in multidimensional arrays are stored in tabular form, that is row major order. Size of multidimensional arrays. The total number of elements. So I said that multidimensional array can also be called as an array of arrays. So what is the size of a multidimensional array, or how many elements can be stored in a multidimensional array? The total number of elements that can be stored in a multidimensional array can be calculated by multiplying the size of all dimensions. That is, if you multiply the number of rows and columns, then you will get the size of the array or the number of elements that can be stored inside it. For example, this X array new int of 10, 20 can store an elements of total of 10 into 20, that is 200 elements. Similarly, this array which has X array new int of 5, 10, 20 can store a total. This is a three-dimensional array, so it can store a up to 1000 elements, that is 5 into 10 into 20. So multidimensional array can also be called as an array of arrays, and it is mainly in a tabular form or matrix form, which consists of rows and columns. Now let us try to understand what is a two-dimensional array. A two-dimensional array is the simplest form of a multidimensional array. A two-dimensional array can be seen as an array of one-dimensional array for easier understanding. So this is a declaration. How do you declare a two-dimensional array? That is integer array ARR is equal to new int of 10, 20. Where 10 represents the number of rows and 20 represents the number of columns. And it can store a maximum of size will be 200 elements can be stored in this array, that is 10 into 20. So in this declaration, I can also the first index, that is 10 represents the number of rows and 20 represents the number of columns. So the row size is mandatory. Even if you don't mention the column size, it is okay. While declaring a two-dimensional array, even if you don't mention the column size, I can say that it is optional. The mentioning of declaration of column size is optional, whereas the declaration of the row size is mandatory. Accessing elements of two-dimensional arrays. Elements in two-dimensional arrays are commonly referred by x of ij, where I is the row number and j is the column number. That is how you access elements in a two-dimensional array. So let us go to NetBeans and create a two-dimensional array. Declare, initialize, and a two-dimensional array. Okay. Let my NetBeans open. File, go to file, create a new project. I'm going to name this as multi-dimensional array. Okay, click on finish. So I'm going to declare an array here, that is integer array, integer ARR array is equal to 1, 2, 3. I said that it is an array of arrays. So comma 5, comma 6, 7, comma 8, comma 9, comma 10. Okay, so this is my array. This is the array which I have declared, that is integer array. Should declare this as, this has got 3 rows and 3 columns. So integer array, this is how you declare a multi-dimensional array. Okay, now how to print this? So here I am declaring and initializing a 2-dimensional array. Declaring and initializing a 2-dimensional array. 2-dimensional array. Okay, so this is how. Now I will use for loop to print this. Okay, so for int I equal to 0, I less than, what is the row size? There are 3 rows. I less than 3, I plus plus. And then inside this for loop, I'll be writing one more for loop, that is for to print the columns. So for int j is equal to 0, and then j less than 3, j less than 3, 3j plus plus. Okay, j plus plus, and then system dot out dot print arr of I and then j plus space. Okay, this is capital S. System dot out dot println, and then here, and inside this for loop you can give system dot out dot println. Here system dot out dot println. Okay, so after printing a row, the next row should be in another line. So let us run this program and see. That is multidimensional array.java. So you can see the elements, that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so this is how you create a multi-dimensional. Here in this program I'm trying to create a 2-dimensional array and using 2 loops, that is an outer and an inner for loop. I am printing. First I will print the first row, then second row, and then third row. So in first row, all the columns of the row first row will be printed, first row, and all the values in the columns will be printed, 3 columns. That is the inner loop. And then again that goes to the next line, it goes again, prints the second row and third row and so on. Now in this array, you can see that the number of columns are fixed. Okay, that is 3. Now I'm going to do a program in which the number of columns is not fixed. Such a type of array is called as jagged array in Java. Okay, so I'm creating a new program. Jagged array. Okay, so what is a jagged array? A jagged array is a multidimensional array in Java where the column size is not fixed. It can vary. First row contains 4 elements, second row contains 3 elements, so 3 columns, and the third row contains 2. It is like that. Such an array is called as a jagged array in Java. So let me create a 2-dimensional array first. That is integer arr is equal to new int of what, 3. I am going to mention this is mandatory. I said while showing you the PPT, I have already discussed that the number of columns is optional, whereas the number of rows is mandatory. Now I am writing that arr of 0th row The first or zeroth row contains three columns. Okay, zeroth row, that is new int of 3. Okay, 3 elements in the zeroth row, and arr of 1 is equal to new int of 4 elements in the second row, and arr of 2 consists of, it has got new int of, let us say 2. Okay, 2 elements in the so I have mentioned the 3 rows, and the length of the each row is 3, 4 and 2. Now I am integer count, I am declaring a number to be equal to 0, and then I'm using 2 for loops. I'm going to fill values into the array. So for int I equal to 0, int I equal to 0, I less than arr of I less than arr dot length. Okay, I less than arr dot length, arr dot length. So that is the number of rows. I less than arr dot length, and then I plus plus. Okay, and inside this for, it's a jagged array. I said column size is not fixed. For int j equal to 0, j less than arr of I dot length, I dot length, a less than j less than arr of I dot length, and then j plus plus. Okay, j plus plus, oh sorry, and then system arr of I j, arr of I j is equal to count plus plus. Okay, now this is initializing a jagged array. I'm going to initialize the array. So this array will be filled with values from 1 to start from 0. So first, this outer for loop is for mentions the rows, and the inner number mentions the number of columns. So I had already initialized the number. So here I am declaring the 2D with odd number of columns. Okay, so here it is 3, and that is number of columns are different for each row. So that is why I'm using here arr of I dot length, because for 0th row 3 columns, first row 4 columns, and second row 2 columns. That is why this is mentioned here, arr of I dot length. So this is for initializing the array, initializing the jagged array. Okay, now I should print the values inside the array. Okay, so again I have to use for loop to print the values. So now values are read for int I equal to 0, I less than arr dot length, arr dot length, I plus plus, and then inside this for int j is equal to 0, for int j equal to 0, 0 j less than arr of I dot length j plus plus, and then inside this I should write system, just capital S, system dot out dot print, system dot out dot print arr of I j plus I j arr of I j plus space. Arr of I j plus space, and then after this for loop, print the next row in the new line, that is system dot out dot print ln. Okay, this is how you print a jagged array starting from 0 till all the rows and columns are filled. So let us try to run this jagged array demo run file. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So first row contains 3 columns and second row contains 4 columns and the third row contains 2 columns. So an array, so this is a multi-dimensional array which is also called as a jagged array since the column size is not fixed. Okay. So I'll show you the class once more, the code once more. So you have to use 2 loops. So first you should declare how many elements are there in each row. So first 0th row contains 3 elements, 3 columns, and first row contains 4 and last row contains 2. So this type of array is also called. Here you have to inside inner loop, you should mention ARR of I dot length. Okay, so that is it. Now let us find the sum of two numbers by using a two-dimensional. How to find the sum of the two arrays? Okay, so I'm going to create a new project. Sum multi array. So let us create one array. Let us create two matrices, sum of a matrix. I'm going to find the sum of Java program to demonstrate the sum of the two matrices. Okay, sum of two matrices. So let us declare one two-dimensional array here, that is integer a array, integer a array is equal to, we can mention the elements of the array. Okay, that is array of arrays 3, 6, 9, 1, 2, 3. Okay, this is the first array, and the second array also I'm going to declare, that is integer b array is equal to 1, 3, 9, and the other one is 3, 4, 5. Okay, so this is the B array, and now we should declare one empty array to store the values of these two, to find the sum of these arrays. So integer C array is equal to new int of how many rows are there? There are 2 rows. Okay, so 2 rows and 3 columns. So I am mentioning the 3 columns here, and then integer C array has been declared. Now using a for loop, now I'm going to use a, so there are 2 rows and 3 columns. So so outer mentions the rows. So for int I equal to 0, I less than 2, I plus plus, and the inner for loop is for integer j equal to 0, j less than 3, j plus plus. Okay, and inside this write c I j is equal to Cij is equal to a I j plus b I j. Cij plus Bij. Cij is equal to Aij plus Bij. Aij plus Bij. Bij Bij. Okay. Cij. Then yeah, I have to print this. So system dot out dot print. System dot out dot print of Cij plus space. Okay. So print this. Cij plus a space, and then you have to, after the inner loop, you have to print this next row. So system dot out dot print ln. Okay, so that's it. So I'm finding the sum of these two matrices. Okay, 3 6 9 1 2 3 and 1 3 9. So this would be, so let us find the sum of the multidimensional array. Run file. Oh, so there is an error in the thing. So let me cancel this and remove the errors. System dot out dot println semicolon is not there. So if I run this, four 9 18 and 4 6 8. So let us check 4 9 18 and 4 6 8. So 4 9 18, correct? 4 6 8. So sum of the matrices has been done. Okay. So this is how you declare a two-dimensional array or a matrix, and you are finding the sum of the numbers. So similarly, you can find the product also. So this is a simple program to find the sum of a two-dimensional array. Okay, sum of two two-dimensional arrays. So thank you so much for watching.